Welcome to Throwing Out with Jason and Kevin. I am Jason. That is Kevin. We are brought to you by CincyJungle.com, SB Nation's Cincinnati Bengals website, and sponsored by Eastgate Smiles Dental Care. Kevin, man, how's it going? How was your New Year's?
Oh, it was all right. We did nothing.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
38. I
yeah.
don't do anything at New Year's anymore.
Did you stay up till midnight or no?
We did. My wife fell asleep, but I gave her a shake and hey, you want to watch the ball drop? And she didn't care, so
Yeah,
I watched the ball drop, and then we
yeah,
went to bed.
yeah. Okay, well, yay. Yeah, New Year's is like a nothing holiday. After I feel
If you
like,
don't drink, if you're not like 10 years old or like drinking, like in your drinking days,
yeah,
then what do you even
right.
do on New Year's? You just
I don't know.
play on your
Stay up till
phone till
midnight.
midnight. And go, yay!
Yeah, pretty much.
We get
Make
to do it
resolutions.
again.
Yeah, make resolutions that you won't keep. I know I'm not going to
Yeah.
keep them,
No,
so
I
I
didn't
didn't
keep
make
it.
any.
I haven't
I
made a
didn't make any.
resolution in 10 years.
Yeah. So, getting kind of to the Bengals, they are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, which, the loss to the Chiefs, and I think it was the Colts and the Steelers, those two teams winning. That kind of was a nail in the coffin. It might have been the Bills and the Steelers, actually. Those two teams winning with a nail in the coffin of the playoff hopes. I think when Joe Burrow went down, I don't think I really had the idea that, oh, we're still a playoff team. But the fact that they were fighting for a playoff spot in Week 17 when they only had a healthy Joe Burrow for maybe what 3 games, that's a big deal. So
Yeah.
it's good. It's a good thing. So they have one more game left um, against the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are locked in at number 5 playoff seed. So no matter what happens, the Bengals win by 150 or the Browns win by 150. The Browns are the number 5 seed. The Bengals are out of it. So this game is essentially meaningless. But that
Yep.
doesn't mean you shouldn't watch it because we have
Yes.
reasons why you should watch it. So Kevin, what's reason number one?
Biggest one for me is this is almost certainly 100% Tyler Boyd's last game as a Bengal.
Yeah,
Boyd has been one of my favorites, top 5 forever. And there's, if we're being honest, almost zero chance he is back last year. I
right.
will not be missing Tyler Boyd's last game. And hope, honestly, I hope he puts up numbers. I hope he
Oh
looks
yeah,
good. I hope he
yeah,
puts it on the field, even against backups. I know, I don't care. I'd like to see him play up to his potential one more time. And even if he doesn't, I'm not going to miss his last game on the field, man. It's Tyler Boyd.
right.
There was a period of time where him and Mixon were like the only talent we had on
Yeah,
the team. Like, you know
yep,
what I mean? Like, well, Green, but you know what I'm
right,
talking about. Like, he's one of the last core of back when we were bad.
right.
And him, Mixon's probably gone as well. I'm not as I've been kind of expecting Mixon. I was kind of expecting Mixon to be gone last year, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest. It didn't work out that way. Not sharing an opinion on that, just saying that's what I expected and that's what happened.
right,
So I guess Mixon's last game is also
it's possible.
likely on Sunday. But I kind of already, I don't know, already dealt with that in my head
Yeah,
that, oh, this
right,
Mixon's probably gone, and then he came back. So it just doesn't feel as big to me. But maybe to some of you it does. Fandom is who, we all like different
right,
players.
right.
So Boyd, Mixon, probably last game they'll play for the Bengals. That feels big to me. It feels like the
Oh
old
yeah,
guard retiring. It feels like entering a new era.
yep.
It matters.
So when I think of the old guard, I think of I see the Bengals in like 3 levels. I see Carson Palmer. Well, anything pre Carson Palmer is the 90s, and I'm not counting that. In the modern era, the winning era of Bengals football, I see the Carson Palmer era, the Andy Dalton era, which really should be the AJ Green era, and then the Joe Burrow era. And uh really the last connection to the AJ Green era is Tyler Boyd is one of the last connections there.
Yes.
It was Kevin Huber was, I think, the longest tenured Bengal ever. And Tyler Boyd is, like you said, it's going to be one of the last old guard to leave. And I will absolutely be watching. I would love to see 100 plus yards and a touchdown for him. Send him off in
Sure.
style. Let the whole league know, hey, Tyler Boyd's still a guy. You know what I mean? I don't think he's done playing football. I think he'll be somewhere else next year. He'll be a productive slot to numbers 2 receiver, but he's one of those guys. I think when he retires, I'd like to see the Bengals sign him for a day so he can retire as a Bengal. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Been here for a long time, done some great. He's had a couple 1,000 yard seasons. He showed at a time in his career he had potential to be a number one. When AJ Green missed games, Tyler Boyd carried the team. And then he has some of the great moments. One of the moments I really remember with Tyler Boyd was when Andy Dalton threw that last minute touchdown to beat the Ravens, and the Bengals weren't going to the playoffs anyway, but it sent the Bills to the playoffs. It was such an amazing game, an amazing play, and it was Tyler Boyd, Andy Dalton, the Tyler Boyd. So I will miss him very much. You have anything else to say about watching Tyler Boyd's last game?
No, no, that's it. Just it's the old guard leaving. It
Yeah.
matters.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
So the next one is just the implications of losing versus winning. Right now the Bengals have the number right now. They have the number 16 overall draft pick. And like you said before we started before we went live, you said that you think or that you read somewhere. I don't know what the math is, but they could be anywhere between 12 and 13 to maybe 19, something like that.
yeah.
Or not 19, sorry, like 17, somewhere in that range. So like mid teens to middle teens. Man, that sounds weird. um,
Yep.
but yeah, so 12 to 13 with a loss. That's a big difference between 16.
Oh yeah, it is.
It is. It's a huge
So
difference. And
what do you want? You want a one last hurrah, kick the Browns' butt, even though it doesn't matter, just do
I
it for
do.
pride,
I do.
or do you want the draft pick?
I I we talked a little bit and you said that you were a draft pick guy and you thought I was I think that I don't want to go in 6th in division. I don't want to give the Browns fans the smug satisfaction of knowing that their backups beat our starters. I don't want
Sure.
any of that. I want the Bengals to go out there and just take a whole season's worth of frustrations out on the Browns. Just take it out on them. Let T, Chase, all the wide receivers go off. If Mixon this is going to be his last game, I'd like to see him go off, and I'd love to see Trey Henderson in the backfield. But we'll get to that. But yeah, to me, I want them to win. Draft pick, be damned, whatever it is. I would like to see a win. What about you?
As I've said multiple times on this podcast, and I
Yeah,
will hold to it no matter the situation, I don't respect the Browns. So I don't care what them or their fan base thinks of me and my
it's true.
opinions. I don't care what they think of my team.
This is well
So I
documented.
want to lose. Yes, it is. So I want to lose. I also want to see some good performances. So I
Yeah,
guess I really need the Browns like backups to step
right.
up and really put up a fight. Uh, because I want to see Boyd eat. I want to see Mixon eat. I want to see these things.
Yeah,
But ultimately at this point, I've already moved on. I love the game. I'm going to watch football no matter what. I watch all the playoffs. I watch the Super Bowl. It's what I do. I am already starting to churn into draft season, into free
hmm.
agency. I'm already there, and there's a big difference, especially first and second round
Oh yeah,
between 5 and 6 spots. You know
yeah,
what I mean? If we're picking 12, 13, that defensive tackle we need might fall to us.
yeah,
Brock Bowers
yeah.
might fall to us at 12 or 13.
I was going to bring that
It
up.
ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna
So
happen at 17.
Brock Bowers declared for the draft today, which
Yeah.
is to the surprise of no one. Best tight
Yeah, I
end to
literally
come
saw
out.
the article that just said Brock Bowers makes decision about the draft or something like that.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
didn't
oh,
even
he's
click the
going out.
link because I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, he's going
he's
to
going out.
declare. I don't even need
Yeah,
to read this. Yeah,
he's won the Jim Mackey Award 2 years in a row. He had a down season this year and still had 700 something yards for a tight end in college. That's insane,
yeah,
absolutely insane. Um, I think a lot of people expect him to go in the top 5, definitely the top 10. I think
sure,
there's a possibility, however small, that he could be there at 12 or 13. I think the chance of him being there at 16 or beyond are 0. No way
right.
is he. Possible that he's there at 12, no way at 16. So
And it's
like
been
like you said, if this is the game, if this is the difference between Brock Bowers and no Brock Bowers,
and
would you
there's
rather play
only a
for
handful
pride?
of elite defensive
Yeah.
tackles. I'm big on defensive tackle in the first round if the value's there.
Yep.
There's only a handful that really played up to the expectations this year from my initial research. I don't think they're going to fall. I don't think one will fall to 16, 17. I think the one we would want might fall to 12. That's what I'm getting to. And maybe all my opinions will change once I start like really delving into like the
Mhm.
upcoming player base and everything else and once free agency. Um, but this is my point is simply that I don't care what the Browns or the Browns fans think. So I want to lose this game because the difference is pretty big to me.
Oh, yeah, for
It's
sure.
pretty large,
It is. It is for sure. Yeah, the difference
especially
between those
considering
2.
expect multiple quarterbacks to go top of
Yeah.
the draft this year.
Yeah.
So that really
More
pushes down
quarterbacks that
the
go in the beginning, the better it is for us.
once you
So,
got your quarterback, man. You
right,
want so much quarter. Oh, I want all the quarterback talent every
right.
draft class.
And then just like to kind of hammer home your point, and I'm not saying I'm agreeing with you because I still do want to win, but to
Sure.
hammer home the point that you were trying to make is imagine if the Bengals had beat the Miami Dolphins
Yes.
in 2019.
I
That
threw a little fit. I can't remember what it was, but there was a moment where it looked like they were going to win,
I
or that
know.
they were trying really hard to win,
Yeah.
and I literally kind of threw a little fit. And my wife was like, "Kevin, you need to calm down." I'm like, "What are
Yeah.
they doing? What are
Yeah.
they
It's
doing?
just
They're trying to
it
flush the whole
was
franchise down the
right.
toilet." Like, yeah,
The whole game was a comedy of errors, and everything that could have gone, and that as like no matter how hard they tried to win, everything they did somehow blew up in their face. But in the end, Miami won, and because of that, the Bengals got Joe Burrow. Had the Bengals won, I believe the Bengals would have had to choose between Tua and Herbert, which I mean,
yep,
it's like the end of the world. I have a feeling
it
that
would have
no
been
matter
Herbert.
who they drafted, you and I would be on the show right now going like, "Oh yeah, we love Tua, we love Herbert," and then we get off, it's like, "Oh my god, I wanted Burrow. Oh,
Yeah.
Burrow's so cool." So we're lucky. We are lucky. So there is a big difference between draft picks 12 and 16. So, all right, take a commercial. We'll come back and talk about some more stuff. All right, we'll be right back. Eastgate Smiles Dental Care is a warm and welcoming environment where expertise and customer service come together. As a local business, they love helping their fellow Cincinnatians manage their oral health and achieve a perfect smile. They pair the latest technology with years of experience to give you a smile worth showing off. They are dedicated to quality and convenience and can even perform dental crown procedures the same day in most cases. You like your smile, but they are here to help you love it. They personalize your care and match your needs. Call them today at 513-528-1150 to learn what they can do for your pearly whites. All right, what's the next one?
Oh, the Hendrickson sack race.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
TJ Watt, Trey Anderson tied for the most sacks on the season.
Yep.
Both 17, I believe. Since it's been recorded, like 82, 86, I can't remember. No Bengal has ever recorded the most sacks in a season, ever.
Nope.
Um, we've all been really, really enjoying this Pro Bowl caliber, just elite season Hendrickson has had. And I, for one, really, really, really want to see him just get at least one, because you know
Oh
Watt's going
yeah.
to get one,
Yeah.
hopefully two or three. And he really could, depending on who ends up on the field on the Brown side
20.
of the ball, he could eat. I
Yeah.
mean, we don't know as far as all the starters are concerned, but if they start putting in backup linemen,
Yep.
Hendrickson could go to town. It could be a lot of fun.
We're talking about the potential for 20 sacks, which is crazy. And I think
Yes,
what's really funny is Trey Hendrickson's going to go down as one of the greatest free agent signings in Bengals history, for sure.
yes.
Alongside DJ Reader, Mike Hilton, that whole class of a couple of years of free agent signings was great. But when they signed Trey Hendrickson and they let Carl Lawson go, I was upset. I was like, you're paying
Oh
Trey
yeah,
Hendrickson almost the same amount you're paying Carl Lawson. And we had this like idea in our head. Carl Lawson is a creator.
yeah.
He creates sacks. Trey Hendrickson benefits from guys like Cam Jordan in New Orleans. And then Trey Hendrickson came up here, set the single season sack record for the Bengals at 14 in 2021. I don't know how many sacks he had last year. And then this year now he has 18, I think it is.
17.
17, sorry. But it's possible he can get to 20. And
Yes.
20 sacks we're talking about is defensive player of the year numbers. I don't know if he's
So
if we're really going to if that's going to happen. I don't know if
It's
that's going to happen.
it's not going to happen because
Yeah.
he's been elite all year and no one but Bengals fans are talking
Oh,
about
I
it.
know. No
It's
one's talking about it.
incredibly frustrating, and even if he ends up having 20 sacks,
Yeah.
everyone in the media will be like, "What? Trey
Yeah.
Trey Hendrickson?
Who?
Oh, I
Yeah.
guess he had a pretty good season."
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
He did make the Pro Bowl this year. It's third time, along with Chase. Those are the only two Bengals players that made the Pro Bowl. So I can't really argue with that.
This is an aside. Did you watch the Pro Bowl last year?
Nope.
Hendrickson was fun to watch, man.
Yeah.
He's an athlete. You think
Oh
of him
yeah.
as this like this bull rushing just monster of a man, and he is that as well. But he dominated the Pro Bowl. I mean, he was head and shoulders above
Yeah.
80% of the people out there. It was great.
I think what I love about him the most is he is like a technician when it comes to pass rushing. You know what I mean? He's like every move he makes with his body has a purpose. There's no wasted steps. There's no wasted. He's one of the most efficient pass rushers in the NFL. And I'm happy he's here. I'm very happy he's here. And I think we said last week it's kind of a shame that this happened in this weird down year. But the
Yep.
fact that it's happening at all, it's incredible. So yeah. So like you said, the sack race. I'd love to see a multi-game or multi-sack game from him. Just end the year on a high note. It's been incredible for him anyway. Um, and then the other one, the last one that we're going to discuss, the last one is uh Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are in two very, like you said, two very different points when it comes to their ability to negotiate contracts. T. Higgins is probably going to get tagged next year. It's possible. It's possible this could be his last game in the Bengals uniform. I believe
I
he'll get
don't
tagged.
see it.
I don't think it's possible though. It's not
It
possible
is
that Jamar
technically
Chase
possible,
is
yes.
done.
Yes, it is technically
Right.
possible we let him walk, yeah,
Technically possible.
technically.
I don't think it'll happen. I think that they'll at worst tag him. There's a possibility they could tag and trade him, but that's not their thing. They're not going to go
No,
out. T Higgins is going to help him win a Super Bowl. That's what they want to do. But he is able to, if he does hit free agency, obviously he wants to go out with a bang, and you want that for him. You know what I mean? If they're not going to tag
not
him,
even if he, enters free agency, though, but also he's gonna reenter negotiations with the Bengals. He's going
sure.
to
Yeah, he's going to try to
try to get
renegotiate.
a 3-year
Yep.
contract signed, just like they did last year. I don't
Right.
know if much has changed between last year and this year as far as both camps are concerned,
Right.
but he's gonna against backups, he's gonna wanna bump his numbers, both for
Yep.
free agency and internally. You can make the argument, and Jamar Chase is gonna wanna do the same.
Right.
Um, Against backups, those 2 dudes could eat. It could be a lot of
Oh
fun,
yeah.
man.
Those two dudes eating when they're playing against starters. But
Yeah.
so and then Jamar Chase is not eligible to renegotiate, but he's eligible to be. He's going to go into the year where he'll get his fifth year option, which I'm
Yep.
sure
Possible extension, yes.
is going to absolutely happen. So I think after this year, it's possible that he can negotiate an extension. Correct? After your third year
Yes,
in the league,
yes,
yes. So
yes.
he could start negotiating his extension. I'm sure they're going to activate his fifth year option. So they're not up against the wall trying to get a deal done. They have a couple of years. But yeah, he'll start negotiating, and then whatever he does this weekend, just pile it on top of all his other list of accolades because 3 years, over 3,000 yard seasons, three Pro Bowls, one All Pro. It's crazy what he's doing. Absolutely crazy.
Yes.
Uh, Definitely top two wide receivers in the league, T and Justin Jefferson, which is wild to say because they played both with Joe Burrow at LSU. Can you imagine trying to coach against that team in college when you know
I
how?
mean, apparently you can't.
Well, no, you can't. You can't. You can't
They
do it.
destroyed everybody.
Yeah, they did. They did. Um, so yeah, so those are four reasons. Those are four good reasons to watch this game. And I think if you're listening to this show, you're going to watch the game. You know what I mean? So we know you're going to watch. But yeah, I think those are four really good reasons to watch. I'm excited. I want to see him go out there and just really just beat the tar out of the Browns. I'd love to
Yep.
see. Just finish the game. It's just a fun game. It doesn't, there's no more stress in this game. Oh, if we lose, we're out. It's over. No more stress. Play free. Have fun.
My heart wants T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and Joe Mixon to all go off, while Trey Hendrickson gets 3 sacks to secure the sack record for the franchise and the year.
Right.
While my brain wants them to lose that same game,
Right.
and I do know that's just not
It's
possible.
not possible. No.
Like, I can't imagine a world where even 3 of those 5 things
Right.
happen and we still lose
Right.
that game. But somehow I want that. I guess
Yeah.
I want it to be like a multi-set game where both teams score like
A
50.
lot of points, and then like the
Yeah,
Bengals summer, or like at the last moment, give up a game-ending
yeah,
field goal or whatever. So I just I don't see the Browns backups putting up 50 points on the Bengals because
no.
if T, Chase, Boyd, and Mixon go off, they're putting up 40, 50 points. I mean,
Oh yeah, I mean they're yeah.
yeah,
I expect these Browns backups to play
yeah.
reasonably well,
Oh,
though.
they're looking for
I don't
their
know the whole issue with who's in contract, who's not, who's a free
right.
agent next season, but there's gonna be a lot of them. And
Yep,
this is gonna be their opportunity to get some numbers, to get some tape. And they are going to play reckless and wild football
yeah,
in an attempt to,
yep.
bump
They're
their
playing for their
numbers up just a
livelihood.
little bit. Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of guys that are probably playing, "This is my shot to stay in the league.
Yeah.
If I don't do
Yeah.
well here, then I'm out." And then also, you have guys that are, they're looking to get on next contract, stay in the league, whatever. And it's the NFL. It's the NFL. There's 53 guys per team. Even if they're backups, they're in the NFL. These guys are
Sure.
great. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a game. All AFC North games are games. You know what I mean? They're all ugly, but it'd be fun to see a high scoring ass kicking for sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So, let's do a game prediction real fast and then we'll be done. What do you think score is going to be?
I have no idea.
Mm.
I don't know enough about the Browns backups to accurately predict what level of competition we're going against. Here is my prediction I'm willing to make. Trey Hendrickson will have 2 sacks, and Tyler Boyd will get a touchdown. Someone will try to feed it to him, just as a goodbye present.
I like it. I like that idea. I like that idea. I think I could see a final score of something like Bengals 24, Browns 10, and that
Sure.
maybe Tyler Boyd scores a couple, Mixon grabs one, something like that. But yeah, I could absolutely see something like 24-10. I'd be happy with that. And the season, I don't know about you, even when the Bengals aren't in play, I love playoff football. Absolutely. It's my
Oh yeah.
favorite football game, unless the
Have
Bengals.
you? This is an aside. Have you seen this Bills Miami game? The implications of this thing
Oh, it's nuts. The
that
Bills
they
could
can be
go
the two
anywhere from
seed
2
if they
or out.
win, or if three things happen and they lose, they're out. The Steelers had to beat the Ravens. Entirely possible with the Ravens sitting most of
Sure,
their
sure.
starters.
And the Steelers are
Uh,
fighting. They're not eliminated. They're fighting for their playoff lives. They
that's
have
what
to
I'm
win.
saying. They're going to be
Yeah.
playing hard, and the Ravens don't care. They're
Yep.
the one seed no matter what. Some other two teams have to just tie, which never has to just not tie, which never
No.
happens.
Right.
And the the Jaguars have to beat the Titans. Trevor Lawrence says maybe he's going to go, maybe he's not,
That's
but they're a better
all
team than the
super
Titans.
positive
It's
or
all so
possible.
doable.
It's all
It's
there.
all
Yeah.
so
So
doable.
the Bills know, like, the only way to do this is we got to win.
It's going to be a
Yeah.
crazy game. I'm looking
Are the
forward to it, man. It's going to be
Dolphins
fun.
the Dolphins playing for anything?
I don't know. I just
I
knew the
think they
bill
got
implications.
well, if the Dolphins so the Ravens have the number 1 seed locked, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the Dolphins could be playing for the 2 seed. Probably 2 or 3 seed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they lose, the Bills get 2 and they get the 3. If they win, they get the 2. I don't know. Yeah, this has been just been a
Yeah, the
wild
Dolphins
year.
are currently the 2 seed. So
Okay, yeah. So Dolphins won't miss the playoffs, but the Bills could. That's nuts.
yes.
That's really crazy.
It's been the whole AFC has been
I
this
know,
like
it's
weird race where
and
everybody feels like they're all sitting at the exact same
Yeah.
record the entire season somehow.
And the funny thing was we came into the season saying the NFC is gonna suck.
Yeah.
Whoever wins the AFC is gonna win the Super Bowl. We have all these great teams, and really most of them have been disappointing. Some like from injury, like the Bengals, but the Chargers, we all thought Chargers are Super Bowl contenders, and they've been bad.
I
Bad.
did not think the Chargers were Super Bowl contenders.
The
They're
Chiefs.
the Chargers.
Let's just say the
Chiefs.
Chiefs look exactly like the Chiefs look like they're gonna get bounced in the first round of the playoffs. That's
They
exactly
probably
what they
will.
look like. Whoever they play, whether it be I mean, they'll have a home game. So what if they host the Browns? I could see the Browns smoking the Chiefs. Absolutely. You know what I mean? I absolutely could. So Joe Flacco. Oh, I do want to say this. Here's some cool things. I don't know if they're all possible, but we could see Matt Stafford play a playoff game in Detroit against his old team, the Lions. We could see Joe Flacco play a playoff game in Baltimore against his old team, the Ravens. But the most importantly, and the one I really want you to think about, we could see a Super Bowl where Baker Mayfield plays against the Cleveland Browns. How much fun would that be? How many Baker Mayfield
I guess
fans
I'm
would
rooting
there
for
be?
I guess I'm rooting for
Oh,
Baker
yeah.
in that
Oh, yeah.
scenario, right?
Yeah. Oh,
So
they
I'm a big
absolutely
Baker
host him.
fan.
Yeah, they host him. And I don't even like Baker Mayfield. But after he left, I'm like, okay, they host you for a sexual predator. You know, I wouldn't buy a Mayfield jersey, but I would be rooting like hell for Baker Mayfield. Absolutely.
Sure.
100%.
You could
light him
probably
up.
get a Mayfield jersey for pretty cheap.
Pretty cheap. Yeah, I probably could. Yeah, man. You got anything else?
No, that's it. Excited for the game. Excited for the content we're going to try to create after the Bengals are, out of contention, which they are now. But we got one last
when the season's
game.
over.
We'll try to talk Super Bowl a little bit here in the future, just because got to talk something, and everybody cares about the Super Bowl. And then we'll move on to free agency, draft, team building, all that. It'll be good.
All that stuff. I think we might get out, talk to some fans, something like that. I don't know.
Sure.
Figure it out. Have some fun. All right. Well, again, we are brought to you by CincyJungle.com, SB Nation Cincinnati Bengals site. We're sponsored by Eastgate Smiles Dental Care. Give them a call, 513-528-1150 if you have any issues. We are on the Orange and Black Insider. Find us on YouTube. It's not just us. It's a lot of great stuff. And we're anywhere on the Orange and Black Insider you can get podcasts. So like, subscribe, listen. There's daily Bengals content from a lot of other great shows. Good stuff. Live shows, recorded stuff. Kevin, have enjoy the Browns game, and I'll talk to you next week. Well, I mean, I'll talk to you tomorrow, but you know what I mean. Good night.
Good day.
great.